Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are. It is, of course, the Fruit Nut News. Big day, fucking big day. How we doing, guys? We're all okay. We've got the aliens in the background. Of course, you can hear them now. Now we've got to talk about crop circles. Fucking crop circles. We had our own crop circles dropped in Yorkshire today by the Palladians. Yes. Believe it or not, it's very not true. No, somebody was messing about. Anyway, let's have a quick hello to everybody. Michelle Bennett, Sharon Young, Ken Jim Tully's in, Sheila's in, Steve's in, Valerie's in. Glenn Pierce is joining us tonight. The True Seeker Belinda's in. How you doing, Belinda? Hope you're okay. Kelly Close is in. Denise is in. Maznu's in, Sue Allen's in, Angela Davis, Diane Williamson, Lisa Thurwell's in, Chris Taylor, Amanda Smith's in, of course, and we've also got Janet Walker, Zena, Jill's in, Bill Gio's in, Graham's in, and Natalie Bowen's in. Pamela Greeny's joining us all the way from the America Shire. Sue's in from Cardiff. Sunora's in, an Essex girl with the Northern Soul touch. There you go. Not so quite of a touch Sonora does, but anyway, we'll wait and see. Looney Leeny's in, Tasha's in. Tasha's brand new. We've not seen Tasha before, so welcome Tasha, joining us tonight. Joyce Guest is in, Anne's in, Lisa Steele's in, Jack is in, Anne Taylor's in. Jesus, how many have we got? Kira's in. Kira's back. Apparently the dust has settled. Wow. Alicia Brady's in as well. Ellen Dean's in. Brenda Corcoran. Jason Thomas is joining us. Kelly Thoreau. Marvy the Hottie. I love that one. John Ornwin's in, Dave Ling's joining us, and of course Sean Page. 44 people in the house tonight. You just can't make this shit up, as you well know. So yeah, very interesting. It is of course the 12th of May 2026, and we are of course fast approaching all kinds of shit going on, all kinds of shit. Now, apparently, we've got some sun activity. Now, you may be wondering what this is all about. Apparently, we've got a plasma flare. A plasma flare. I've got no idea what a plasma flare is. But anyway, the powers that be, or should we say the people that matter, are saying that we've got some form of a plasma flare, plasma ball. Apparently, it's heading to Westminster, and apparently it's going to blast Starmer's arse. Now, of course, he has had some Ukrainian interference in the back passage area, as you well know. That's why he can't punch a punch bag. So, yeah, this is very interesting. So, this apparently, it started on May the 10th, and it was coming out of the moon, this plasma ball, whatever you want to call it. Now, apparently, the sun as a planet got a little bit upset with, of course, Keir Starmer's speech yesterday, and decided to send him a little warning. So a plasma ball, ladies and gentlemen, is heading towards us. There you go. And now, very interesting, apparently there's been radio blackouts and GPS interference. That's just, of course, on Keir Starmer's part. Apparently, Northern Europe is going to be the area. Northern Europe, where could that be? Maybe, maybe not. Now, May the 13th, a CMF impacts the planet. Meanwhile, of course, very interestingly enough, Donald Trump happens to be on Air Force One, heading towards China to have a little bit of a powwow with, of course, Xi Jinping. Very interesting, Air Force One. So that's quite an interesting one. Now, May the 13th, Trump will be boarding Air Force One. That's another interesting one. And, of course, I forgot to tell you, today is actually a 9 9 day, which means that it's completion day. Oh, ready for tomorrow, maybe. We don't know. You just can't tell. Now, someone said to me, will the EBS go off? I don't fucking know. And I would be stupid to say that it is going to go off tomorrow or the day after that, or even in a week's time. Listen, when the EBS goes off, the EBS goes off. You know, when everything goes dark, it goes dark. That's just all there is to it. You know, I'm not going to make any predictions, but this is a prediction that I'm going to make. So listen up, people. Get your ears cleaned out. And yes, May the 15th. May the 15th be with you, ladies and gentlemen. Jerome Powell. Now, you'll all remember Jerome Powell. Now, Jerome Powell is the Federal Reserve Chairman, arsehole, you know, penis engager, whatever you want to call him. I don't care. Okay. Now, Jerome Powell, okay, is of course going to exit. Now, this has been spoken about quite a few times by certain people, but May the 15th apparently is when it's going to happen. Now, Jerome Powell originally refused to go, and then, of course, I think he was threatened by Keir Starmer, and fearing for his arse, Jerome Powell decided that, you know, he couldn't take a Keir Starmer battering, so he decided that he was going to leave the Federal Reserve. Now, this is on May the 15th. The new chap on the block is called a guy called Kevin Walsh. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how Kevin Walsh sort of operates, but he is apparently being implemented by, of course, Donald Trump. Now, you know, we do take a lot of this stuff not so seriously as we should do, because, of course, there's all sorts of shit going around. So what we do is we take it on board and basically we fly around about 40,000 feet and then just see what happens over the next 72 hours. Now, apparently the new appointment, Kevin has been appointed, and he's taking over the chairmanship of the Federal Reserve. So all we say to you is, okay, all we say to you is don't get yourselves all excited and you know, and all that kind of thing. Just, you know, hover around at 40,000 feet and see what happens, okay? So it will be a very interesting day. Now, apparently, we're then supposed to have some kind of 3 days of darkness. Apparently, the sun is going to go off. Now, I've just got a mental picture of 4 or 5 green men turning the switch off. Now, you may not find that funny, but I actually do. So this could be quite interesting. That the sun gets turned off. Now, interestingly enough, we could say that Donald Trump is disappearing into the dragon's den. Now, of course, China is notoriously dragon orientated, as you well know, if you studied martial arts or even watched any of their, what should we say, any of their, you know, sort of programs, etc., etc. So this could be interesting that Donald Trump is doing this. Now, let's not forget also as well, not only is Donald getting swamped by, of course, the dragon, but also, of course, the Federal Reserve is changing hands. Now, could this be something to do with gold and silver, etc.? We have heard on the grapevine that silver is rising. So if you bought silver at round about 10 quid an ounce, it's now 60. I think it's now 64. A month or two ago, it was 105. I think it is. But silver is due to climb one-on-one with gold. Now, gold at the moment, and I want you to listen to these numbers. Gold at the moment is £4,717 an ounce. They're quite interesting numbers, aren't they? 47 and 17. Makes you wonder whether or not this is planned or not, doesn't it? Ever think that you're in a movie? I certainly fucking do. Right from the ages of being about 5. Anyway, we will of course wait and see. The volatility in the markets could be due to Keir Starmer, who happens to be an absolute twat, amongst other things, and a complete and utter arsehole. We could say that he's a rat bag in posher circles. Now, don't forget, of course, that there's been many talks about this in the past. Okay, there's been talk about the white dragons and the red dragons and the pink dragons, and there is a story that the white dragons or the white brotherhood or whatever you want to call them, there is a story that they lent or they gave quite a lot of money to the West many years ago in order that the West would basically, should we say, right itself and get better from an Eastern philosophy sort of point of view. Does that make sense? Yoga, Tai Chi, respecting other people, doing the right thing, etc., etc., etc. And so there is a rumour that this money is now needing to be paid back because, of course, heads will roll. And yes, it's a very interesting story. Now, the Dragon family could also be linked to the Bruce Lee story. We're not quite sure. We're just surmising on this one. But that is a strong possibility that Bruce Lee and his family could be, should we say, involved in this white dragon situation. Anyway, the problem is that we don't actually know the full truth, and so we can't really get to be 100% sure. But the coincidences are stacking up. Now, when you've got gold on the open market at $4,717 or whatever you want to call it, you have to really question. What's actually going on, and so it could also be that there could be some kind of a transfer going on, maybe from a gold point of view, maybe from a quantum financial system point of view, etc., etc. Now, I've just been talking to my news associate, who happens to have dropped on my doorstep, and I can't name him, of course, because it's top secret. But we are of the understanding that the only way to transfer from an old system to a new system is when everything is in chaos. Okay, when everything is shut down. Now, the art of war, and this could be, and I'm a bit of a martial art person. I'm not going to go into details at that moment, but anyway, in martial arts, you're always taught never to attack anybody, but defend yourself if needed. And one of the reasons behind that is because if you deliberately attack somebody, then you are putting yourself in a in a lesser position than if you are defending yourself. Now, this just happens to be the philosophy and the rules of martial arts and self-defense, etc., etc. So here's the thing, okay? At the moment, we've got a certain group of people that are attacking. And then we have a certain group of people that are defending. So here's the thing. How would you basically create a situation where you could flip the switch? Now, as a defending group of people, you would force the hand of the attacker to make a move where they deliberately attacked you. So this deliberate attack could be the electromagnetic pulse, it could be an EMF, it could be anything, aliens, whatever you want to think about it. That could be the moment when the bad gang obviously try to shut things down. In that moment, of course, it would be the perfect opportunity to switch over to a new system. Or should we say a different system? Should we say a new system, which actually could create heaven on earth? Now, I don't obviously want to give too much away because we might have little people listening. Know what I mean? And so this could be a very interesting move, not only from a monetary point of view with the Federal Reserve, but it also could be a very interesting move from a Chinese dragon point of view. Does that make sense? I hope it does. It is very difficult to understand. Now, here's another interesting little thing. The solar flare or the plasma ball is coming from the sun. Now, we're not quite sure whether or not there are aliens on the planet and whether or not they're going to press that little switch. And we're not really bothered. But what we are bothered about is the fact that the sunspot has a certain amount of letters. A certain amount of numbers. And those certain numbers add up to a certain number, which leads us to believe that once again, we are definitely not in a movie. Now, the sunspot has been named as AR4436, which just happens to add up to 17. $4,717 an ounce for gold. It certainly makes you wonder. Now, don't forget, of course, that the adding up of the sunspot, AR4436 equals 17, that, of course, equals Q. And that, of course, equals maybe the Q post or a Q post. Okay? Now, in order for the new system to come online, the old system, of course, has to go dark. Whoever switches that switch will, of course, be the bad gang. Order out of chaos, maybe? Who really knows? But it will be an interesting one. And then a very interesting character in the conspiracy eyes or conspiracy situation, a guy called Dan Scavino Jr. Now, he posted today the theme of Nessun Dorma. Now, Nessun Dorma has been played many times at Trump rallies and all kinds of things around the world. Okay, so that might be a little bit of a thing. And once again, of course, silver is climbing in value. So we're not sure whether or not this is going to happen, but we have been told that silver is going to do one-on-one with gold, and gold is 4717 at the moment. There could be a possibility that gold climbs to £8,000 an ounce? We're not quite sure. We don't really care because it's not all that important on the grand scheme of things. But what really is important today for you all to remember, in Yorkshire, we have been visited by the aliens. Now, I don't quite know whether or not you've seen this or not, but this, of course, is the fruit and nut crop circle. Okay? Now, some people have said, is this real? Is it real? Yes, it is. This is a direct message. Okay? A direct message from, of course, the Palladians. And if you've seen it, you will realise that it is actually from outer space. Now, there is someone, I'm not quite sure who it is. It could be my very secretive friend who happens to have turned up with one hand. He created a meme, apparently with me in the middle of the crop circle, and he seems to be creating a few more as well. I've just been passed a little picture. So anyway, there you go. We'll wait and see. Now he's now stood in the light, so I can't see my face. Thank you very much. There we go. He's moved. Now some say that it is the Stig. Other people say that it's Darth Vader. Other people say that it's Luke Skywalker. We're not quite sure, but there will be a big reveal one day. Now, this crop circle, of course, is, of course, the Fruit and Nut News crop circle, and it was found in a field close by to where we live. Now, we are going to do an on-site visit and basically see and do some measurements and take some radiation readings to see what the Palladians have left us. Anyway, of course, I'm going to get myself off. Me and Stig need to get some sleep, and we need to get the log fire going as well. Anyway, listen, take care. Have a great evening. Enjoy yourself. We will see you all again Wednesday. Now, Wednesday is supposed to be a little bit of a rainy day. We're not quite sure, and it's been a little bit cold. The temperature has dropped, but of course, according to the weather girl that's now left the BBC because she was sick of the paedophiles, has basically said that it's going to be a very wintry next few days. Yes, I wonder how many trains are going to stop because of the wrong snow. Anyway, love you loads. Take care. We'll see you all again soon. Cheers. Bye. Oh, don't forget to give us some feedback. I mean, are we doing okay? Is it shit? Are you enjoying it? You know, do you want better content? Do you want somebody with a good haircut? Or maybe you could even need a ginger. Do you need a ginger to present the program? We're not quite sure. Let us know. Let us know.